Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Cannon can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Cannon in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, they're breaking the mold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploded like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. It's Friday. We got Ken. We got Joe. We got a friend in the comments. No search parties today.
All right. Shit. Well, we can save our resources today, man.
I know. Oh,
hey, Ken, that mic. Swing the mic over. There you No, wrong thing to grab, damn it.
It's
there
never the
you go.
grab.
Man, where's Broski at, dude?
Moving, I think. Isn't he moving right now?
I don't know if he's in the process of it right now or if he's tying up the things right beforehand, but yeah, relatively.
Yeah, he's got to go become a Canadian there, eh?
He's moving to Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
Hey,
he's
poor
moving
guy.
there. He's moving there for a woman.
yeah, he got bit by the bug.
You know, they have this thing called a visa where you can, like, bring her here, right?
He already said that's part of the plan, but for the next 2 years or something like that. Look, all I know is that I give him 6 months, and he's gonna be sitting there. Hey, so I got my Timmy's and my poutine, and we went to the game last night. You know, the ice was pretty good. That's gonna
Don't you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the poutine's some good stuff, man. Don't say bad stuff about the poutine or the Timmy's.
It's
Matt,
all right.
speaking of
And Timmy's fucking sucks compared to Dunkin' Donuts.
It didn't used to.
I was gonna say, because we used to have a Timmy's here in Oswego. It didn't last too long, but it was all right. When I was in Canada, that shit sucked. Now, I will say, their food is good, but I didn't like the coffee.
So, like, Timmy's got bought out, I believe, by the same group that owns Burger King about a decade ago now, and they changed everything. Timmy's used to be fire. I mean, we had one at Fort Knox, and I would go when we were actually at Fort Knox. I'd go to he's driven by love. I would go to Timmy's like every day, and their food is good too. It was better than Starbucks, but their K cups are still good. So,
See, isn't that fitting, though? Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What?
I was just going to say, isn't that fitting, though? Like, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and Broski's moving to Canada for love. See, all that big old hard talk, and he's just a big old softy, huh? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
Broski Bear, you have revealed yourself, sir.
I mean, we do have to.
That makes one of us.
Buy a team.
I tried, but they wouldn't let me in.
They just waved me on fucking through.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, I have a spotless fucking record, and I've been there so freaking much that whenever I would go across, it'd just be, okay, that's your ID, that's you, go on.
They pulled me out and searched my truck and then sent me back. And then when I got back to the American side, they pulled me out and searched my truck again.
The last time I actually drove into Canada, we flew into Buffalo and we were going to Toronto. And they said, "Oh, what's your purpose?" Like, we're going to a hockey game tonight. Oh, yeah, come on through. That's all I had to say. Oh, you're going to a hockey game? Oh, yeah, come on through. And then we went to the Hall of Fame the next day. There you go, Haas. Yeah, it's Mardi Gras season almost down here. Austin's going to be on Tuesday, by the way. He's going to come by and give us a visit Tuesday.
Oh,
Maybe
awesome. It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah, maybe he'll get some Saints news. Broski cuddles Bears. Oh, Jesus. Now the Broski names are coming out. Look at that.
Oh man, dude, it was then I had to, like, in order to swallow the insult, I had to say, well, I didn't want to visit your funky ass country anyway. Like, you know, like I had to tell myself that. I wanted to go see Montreal because I heard Montreal is a beautiful city.
You know who we haven't seen in a little bit? Where's Luca?
Yeah, haven't seen Luca either.
Well, to be fair, Luca did leave the Ken and Ken group.
Did he?
Yep.
I don't think that's the Facebook group, so. Did someone see his Cheerios?
I got a feeling it has to do with what's going on in Minnesota. Because that's about the time when it happened.
The doon. That thing?
All right, stop.
So, you know, it's funny though, like, did you go to the old stadium or the new stadium? I was at their old stadium. It was the 100th anniversary season. Toronto was actually a pretty cool place to see a hockey game. And then, of course, the next day you go to the Hall of Fame. So.
Should have handed him a bottle of syrup. They might have let me through.
Yeah, I don't know
see that's how I was getting through. I was just bringing over fucking syrup, dude.
Hey, so have you guys been seeing this podcast with Micah Parsons and Joe's already it's Micah Parsons and Garrett. No, wait. Who's I was just watching like 5 minutes ago, I swear. Micah Parsons on a podcast, and they were talking about a couple things. One was Caleb. Oh yeah, even Mike is giving Caleb some love, which is rare as a Chicago fan to see, like, pass rushers like saying like, yeah, this guy's hard to get.
Well, he had to chase him around like the fucking chicken in Rocky. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But you know the respect is real because he plays for the Packers and he's giving the Bears quarterback some love. So respect is there.
Yeah, because also you see this, he's like, no.
Yeah, I'm so sure Parsons is worried about that.
He actually it was him and who was doing the hold on, give me a second. Who was on the show with them?
Really? They made you pay to get in?
So it was Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. And Garrett was just writing him about the Bears. He's like, well, we beat the Bears. He's like, yeah, but you didn't get them. Just give him a hard time. And then he started talking about how he was doing something. All of a sudden, Myles Garrett started doing this. And Micah Parsons like, no, man. It's like, and then he started doing, it's like, oh. Like they were giving us respect, but both of them were giving him some respect. And then you saw Myles Garrett at the Olympics yesterday. Who knew his girlfriend was Chloe Kim, snowboarder? You're like, really, Myles? Should have become a Bear, another Olympian in the Bears roster there, you know. But yeah, it was kind of funny. I guess the two of them did a podcast. Then they were arguing about who's the better defensive end. Myles Garrett.
See, I wouldn't have paid $300 to get in, but if they would have given me the opportunity, I probably would have paid to get in. Considering I drove an hour and a half up to the border.
Why were you going to Canada anyway?
Because I wanted to go see Montreal. I had my 2 daughters with me. Like, they were really young at the time, but I wanted to, like, just go check it out. I heard that the architecture is nice and that it's a nice place to visit. So I just wanted to go up there and check it out. And I told them that. I said, I just want to go to Montreal, check out the architecture, get some lunch, you know, with my kids. And they called my wife to make sure I wasn't trying to kidnap my children.
Dude, what is wrong with your passport?
Yeah, I was going to say, dude.
I had my passport. No, I had my passport. Literally how it happened, they asked me, have you ever had to stand in front of a judge? And I said, yeah. And then they said, what for? And I told them I was honest about my criminal record. So they said, okay, pull in over here. They pulled me out of the car and they kept me detained for a few, like probably an hour while they searched my truck. And then they said, yeah, we can't let you into Canada because in Canada, the crimes that you committed would be a life sentence. So you have to, which robberies, 211, they're like, it would be a life sentence. So you have to, in order to be able to enter Canada, you have to get a certificate of rehabilitation from the Canadian consulate in the United States. And I was like, all right. Oh man, but the border patrol, like Canadian border patrol officer, she was this French Canadian, and oh dude, her accent was sexy.
Yeah, I will say, so some of those Canadian border patrol women are extremely attractive. And that's one thing I can say is whenever I went through the border patrol and it was a woman at the desk there, I know this was going to take 3 seconds and she's just, oh, you go on your way. If it was a dude there, it was, oh, let's check the ID.
I hear something in the other room at Ken's house right now.
Honestly, dude, I was at the point.
She's
I'm like,
at work.
Honestly, I was at the point where I was like, look, I know I'm not getting in, but can you just keep talking?
Well, there's a way for you to circumvent it, Joe. Go take an Alaska cruise because they stop in Canada. Then you can get off the boat in Canada. There's a way to circumvent.
I'll agree right there with you, Yinzer.
Sure, Yinzer, sure. Yeah, you know that. So, Vinny, first off, let me go to his other question. Do the Bears win the offseason? I don't think the Bears are going to be doing much this offseason. So no, you might actually win it this year, Vinny. The food though is different there, like the chips, the soda, the coffee, because they don't do preservatives. They do not do preservatives up there at all. Not like we do. Like when you get a fancy orange, it's definitely a lot lighter looking orange than our orange.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they're not a big fan of they're not a big fan of GMOs up there either.
No, I mean, so it's actually better for you. There's less chemicals in the food.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate's actually chocolate. Oh,
yeah,
imagine that.
And when you go and get your meat from there, even the beef has almost like a venison type of smell to it because of how clean the shit is. Yeah. Like when I first got it, I was like, is there venison in this shit? Because it sparked that. And no, this is pure beef. It's just actually clean beef.
Yeah, it's like, you'll find a way. Yeah, the food's different. The chips are different up there. Like candy bars are different up there. It's different. The 51st state.
52nd.
Honestly, so, depending on what happens in free agency.
How did we get on Canada today? Oh, because of Broski. Yeah. I saw a thing. It was a football. I was cruising YouTube one night. Sometimes I just get on YouTube and start watching random videos. You know, I watch this dude build his house in a tree in Georgia. Actually, been kind of interesting. He DIY'd the whole thing, right? So I watched some of that, and then I'll come across the football ones. This guy, a little 10-minute video. It was talking about NFL teams or the next expansion of the NFL. Something we've talked about here and there. And I'm sure watching this guy, he's going through the normal places like Utah and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, Toronto. He's like, there's no competition in Toronto for the NFL to move up there. I'm like, have you heard of a thing called the CFL? The Canadians love the CFL. The Grey Cup is huge up there. They like their CFL teams, right? I mean,
they do like it, but I've noticed a lot more NFL fans up there than Canadian football.
Steepage, but this guy's like, if the NFL is ever going to go international, it has to be in Canada. No, it doesn't. There's already a league there. It's like the only other country outside the U.S. that has a professional football league. It's like, oh, they can go to Edmonton. Oh, they have a team too. It's like you've had 2 Canadian cities, and both times he's like, yeah, there's no football there. Yeah, there is. There are CFL teams, and they sell tickets very well.
I mean, if you want to call that semi-pro football, sure.
Well, I mean, look, compared to the NFL, sure, different football, of course, some different rules, like the running starts for wide receivers. It's not a 50-yard line, it's a 60-yard line. I mean, there's some differences there, obviously. It's older than the NFL, the CFL is. But I was like watching this guy go on about his expansion stuff. Of course, he mentioned nothing about London or Munich or anything like that. He focused on Canada, and this whole thing about Canada is like, oh, there's no football there. It's like, you're a football fan, dude, and you don't know about this thing called the CFL that's older than the NFL? I'm just like, hello? Canada does have some things. I mean, it's not just a great white winter wonderland with moose running around. I mean,
it's not too far from that.
I mean, it was just funny though. This guy's like, "Oh yeah, there's no football in Canada." I'm like, "Yeah, tell that to the Canadian Football League guy."
There's not real football in Canada.
Well, I mean, look at if I took the Grey Cup winner and put him up against the worst team in the league, would it be a really good game? Probably.
No,
for about 5 minutes.
I don't even think you're making it 5 minutes. I think your CFL would be a lot more closer to college football type of thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I wish they would play a game. I wish they would. I really wish they would play like some exhibition games with the CFL.
Yes, but then what rules do you go with?
Well, you go with the 50-yard line instead of the 60, but you allow the running start for the receivers. This week, the NFL could test some rules out like that, and so could the CFL.
And
the rules, or you just create an international rule book, kind of like how you've got for FIBA and for hockey. Because like international hockey, dude, is different than NHL hockey. The rink is different dimensions. Olympic ice is different than NHL ice. Olympic ice is actually bigger than NHL ice. Like the blue line and icing and stuff like that's the same. The basic rules are the same, but the rink is much bigger for Olympic hockey than it is for NHL hockey. That's why for a while there, NHL players, it's usually a game or two for them to adjust because it's such a bigger surface to play on. I mean, you could come up with like a rule book, an international rule book, if you will, for American style football or Canadian football or whatever you want to call it, for football. And maybe it's a 50-yard line, but now like you can adopt the CFL's running start for wide receivers. But I'm sure they could come up with something. Dude, it's not like they're negotiating the SALT II treaty or something. You know what I'm saying? You're not negotiating world peace. It's like, let's just come up with a set of rules that we can both agree upon to play some games that don't mean anything.
I think no matter what the rule set was, it would be NFL 73, Canadian Football League 3. Like
probably.
Oh, I see. They gave them some mercy points.
But I mean, if you want to talk about though bringing this CFL up maybe to an NFL standard at some point to absorb the league,
I could see that, but for the few fans of the Canadian Football League that are the purists of it, I think it'd be hard getting them to come on board because of the difference in the field, the length and the width of it, and going from your 3 downs to 4. Holy shit. Dan Campbell could never fucking coach in the CFL.
No. I mean, the CFL has its fans, though. So this guy prattling on about how there's no football in Canada, I'm like, dude, are you even a football fan? This is the danger of perusing YouTube, man. This guy's like, I mean, some of the points he had for some of the other places, okay. Because he was breaking down, like, why doesn't Birmingham have a team? Well, because you've got Bama and you've got Auburn right there. And look at, even with those arguments, like college is on Saturday, NFL is on Sunday. You can have both in a city and be okay. Rutgers seems to do pretty well with their fan base, and they still support NFL franchises out there. Same with UCLA, right? But he was not completely off on some things. But then we start talking about Canada, I'm like, dude, they have football there. There's a reason why the NFL has never tried to expand into Canada, because there are already franchises there. Yeah, tell that to the Canadian hockey team, man. By the way, the U.S. won yesterday in their first, the men's in their first game. The women, USA hockey, women hockey, they've scored 5 goals in every game. In fact, they blanked Canada 5-0 the other day, giving Canada their first ever shutout loss in Olympic history. You know those two are going to be in the gold medal game, and it's going to be a bloodbath for the men and the women. I can't wait to watch. Dude, you need to watch women's hockey, man. Like, people go, oh, yeah, they don't hit. Like, I think they hit harder than the dudes sometimes.
You know, I just saw yesterday, Clint Kubiak officially added the first piece to his coaching staff. He hired Mike McCoy as an assistant head coach.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he hired you for something.
No, I wish. No, but I'm wondering, because they're talking about getting somebody, poaching one of the assistants from Seattle to be the defensive coordinator instead of Jim Schwartz now. And I'm like, no, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and
yeah, I'd be all over Jim Schwartz if there
let's
was
go ahead
any
and get
way,
Jim
shape, or
Schwartz.
form. Like, don't get me wrong, Seattle's done a damn good job with that defense this year, but man, it's still Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there's a very real chance, like, if you look at free agency coming up, right? The Raiders are expected to be spenders, especially on that offensive line. And then they go in, if they draft Mendoza number 1, you could make an argument that the Raiders would be the offseason champs.
Dude, you got $100 million. You better be signing some people, or the NFLPA is going to be all over your ass.
Yeah. Starting with Tyler Linderbaum. That's my first. Like, I'm waiting until literally the tampering period starts, and then he's just gonna see a Brinks truck at his house, dude. Like,
I'm sorry. Every time you say his name, I'm thinking, like, I don't know. It's like, was this guy got, like, is he chapstick or something? Tyler Linderbaum. It just sounds like a chapstick name or something.
Yeah, dude. He would be the anchor offensive line, and he's this is only his second contract, so you could realistically have this dude for 10 years. Like, I think it's a no-brainer if you're the Raiders. Like, he may not want to come there, but if you make him the right offer.
Isn't that ironic if you think it's ironic with when in terms of offensive linemen, not a sexy position, right? When you're growing up, you'll go, God, I want to be a lineman. Most kids want to be a quarterback or a receiver or a running back or a defensive edge, right? Be an end. No one grows up thinking, I want to be a right guard.
No, people do. It's the fat kids that grow up thinking that.
And you know what's funny? Those kids have the most longevity in the NFL by position group.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually have more career earnings in the long term. Sure, some of the wide receivers, snag some pretty big snazzy contracts. A running back here or there. But as a group, dude, the offensive linemen make a crap ton of money. I mean, you want about having longevity in the league where you can make good coin and not destroy your body nearly as much. It's linemen. I mean, people don't think about it, like, oh, it's not. Yeah, and they don't get in the Hall of Fame as much as they probably should. But then again, you don't see as many former offensive linemen on the side of the road going, you got any spare change? Like these quarterbacks and receivers who spend all their money they made in their 5 years in the league, if that. Like, linemen, man, are pretty smart dudes, man. And they stay for like 10, 12, 15 years. It's like they get longevity when they get in the league. You want a long career, play baseball or basketball. Yeah, what was his name? We talked about him not long ago. He played for the Cubs. He was a pitcher. He was also a wide receiver at Notre Dame. Everyone thought he'd go in the NFL and he'd be a first-round draft pick. Instead, he played
Samardzija.
Jeff Samardzija. He played 10, 15 years in baseball?
Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And he was good enough that he could have been somebody in the NFL, too.
Yep.
I was really surprised when he chose baseball, but then I thought about it and I was like, not have CTE and get paid more. Like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
You got
sense.
to play at Wrigley for many, many years. I mean, that's what an office place that is, but Wrigley.
Yeah, dude. So and look at Steph Curry, man. Like look at LeBron James. He's still going, dude. You know?
Yeah, but
Oh,
Chris
man.
plays football though, so I mean, he's one of those guys. He's the reason you get former players to say, "Oh, I can do this." Chris Collinsworth can do it. So can I.
Oh God.
Oh, Fred.
Yeah,
wants to be
but whether or not he actually does it could be debated. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's on TV, but is he really doing it though? That's the question. Like,
Ooh, Fred nailed it at the end. Actually, the guys who got it the best, maybe for longevity, could be kickers, and they make good coin too. Like,
yeah,
kickers
but they're not making $10 million a year.
They don't have. Yeah, but dude, think about it. You're a kicker, and you're making $3 or $4 million a year. Like Cairo Santos, I think, is making 4.5 this year, or something like that. You never get hit. If you do get hit, on the off chance you do, it's a massive penalty for your team's going to benefit massively. And you're like, you hit me, dumbass. All you do is really you have to do no upper body. You can just do lower body work and kick the ball. I mean, look at Janikowski, 19 years in the league.
Yes, but you also forget the fact of when you got to tell your grandkids that you weren't just a professional football player, that you were a kicker, and see the light go in their eyes.
Dude, kickers are on the sideline doing crypto trading. Okay, they're the smartest dudes on the team.
Yeah, see, I wanted to be a linebacker in high school, but I was too heavy. So they told me, get your fat ass on that line. So I played right tackle and defensive tackle. And then finally, my senior year, I lost enough weight because I wrestled in the off season. And in wrestling, I don't know if you guys are aware, but all you do is run and then go and wrestle for 4 hours. So I lost like 30 pounds, and they actually like sort of gave me a shot at linebacker, but I was already a senior. So, you know, I didn't have any time to learn the position really. So I was like, I'll just stick with DT. I already know the position, you know.
Fred's got it, man.
I wasn't a very good linebacker.
You kick a few field goals at practice, and then go grab a beer, and then kick some more, and then go have another beer, and kick some more, and then say, guys, I'm done. I'm gonna go watch a soccer game on TV. You go, I'm gonna go get treatment, which means, hey, Premier League's on, UEFA Cup's on, because they're almost all soccer fans. All the kickers are for some reason. Wonder why. And they got the chill life, dude. I mean, seriously. I mean, what do you got to do? Go kick the ball a couple times. Maybe do a little bit of running. Kick the ball a little bit. Go grab a beer.
Man,
I mean,
all this sounds is more and more like an argument of why kickers aren't football players.
look at Mason Crosby, dude. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go hunting. I'll see you guys later. I mean, their skill set's easiest for them to practice, but I mean, they don't get hit. If you're a halfway decent kicker, you're gonna get 5, 10, 15 years in the league, and and you're gonna make good money, and you're not gonna destroy your body, and maybe win a few rings along the way. I mean, really, think about it, dude. Kickers got it good. UFL starts in March. NFL draft in April. Yeah, we're close on the UFL schedule. I am actually making an effort to watch UFL games this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to catch some this year, other than like 5 minutes of one.
When I was talking about my senior year, it just reminded me like when we showed up in the off season before my freshman year, like we were doing practice, and they broke us all into groups on defense, right? They're like, all right, linemen over here, linebackers here, DBs over here. So I went over to the linebacker group because we hadn't established who was what yet. They took one look at me and they were like, oh, you're over there. Oh, dude, it broke my heart. That's what I mean when they said
Get your
like,
fat ass over
get your
there.
fat ass on that line. That's basically what they're telling me, dude. They said, oh, you're over there. I was like, but I want to be a linebacker.
Hey, I'm telling you, Vinny, go try out. I mean, look, and actually though, being a kicker is not easy because if you guys remember after the double doink, right? It was a 42-yard field goal that got double doinked, right? And there was they did a everyone in Chicago, of course, was up in arms after that. If you guys remember, how hard is it to make a 42-yarder? Blah blah blah. And so Barr said, "How hard is it? Okay, if you can make a 42-yarder, we'll give you like beer for a year." It was like a ridiculous deal. Like if you could make it, like you were getting like beer for life kind of thing. They had 100 people come out. Guess how many people got it?
None of them, because probably none of. I was gonna say because probably none of them trained a day in their life for it.
None of them. And you watch these guys try, and it was like watching the Benny Hill show back in the day.
Dude, if you're not a kicker,
it was hilarious.
If you're not a kicker, you don't understand how hard it is to kick field goals. Because I used to in high school, I used to like try kicking field goals, not for the team, but just after practice or whatever. And I could kick a 30-yarder sometimes, and by 30 I mean from the 20-yard line, like
right.
So like it's not a 42-yarder it's very difficult.
It's very difficult. Even people don't even understand how hard punting is.
Yeah, it's not as easy as people make it sound, dude.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying though. If you can get that job in the NFL, dude, Cairo Santos, he's not that big of a dude. He's making $4.5 million a year. He can't kick anything over 50 that often, but he gets paid over $4 million a year to kick field goals for the Chicago Bears. I mean, geez. I mean, it was like just ridiculous. Kickers are, man.
Actually,
you need one. Now, all of a sudden, the kicker becomes very important. I mean, look at the Super Bowl. I mean, we were joking at halftime that the kicker for Seattle should be the MVP. In fact, he should have been the MVP of the game. Not Kenneth Walker should have been their kicker.
I mean,
Without him, I don't know if Seattle wins.
He put most of your points up.
Yeah.
But Ken, the Packer fan, you remember he was part of your 2010 Super Bowl team. You remember Desmond Bishop, your linebacker?
Of course I do.
Yeah, well, I actually played against him in high school. He played for the Fairfield Falcons. I actually tackled him, and then on one play, and then another play, he did a punt return. He took it to the house, and like he basically matrixed me, dude. I tried to grab his jersey. He was like that dude, and dude, he was playing running back and linebacker. That dude, he's just as good of a running back as he is a linebacker. Let me tell you, like.
I can imagine that dude was an absolute beast. I hate that he got injured and fell off like he did. I love Desmond Bishop.
Yeah, dude. He was a great athlete.
Fred, I mean, how many football kickers how many punters or field goal kickers do you see going to the IFCTE? Saying.
Yeah, that's because you'd have to be involved in the game of football to get CTE.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, Ken. But at the same time, like there's a hidden value there where they may not make as much money, but they get to live to enjoy it.
And they have longevity in the league. Like if you're a good kicker, you're gonna kick for 10, 15 years in this.
I was gonna say north of that, if you're a good one, you'll kick for 15, 20.
Like Martin Gramatica is probably living it up, dude. Like, he probably invested his money like a smart guy, and he's sitting there right now, like with all his faculties, and he's enjoying his money. Martin Anderson, same thing.
They're on the sideline trading crypto coins, during the game. I mean, it's like, what are you doing? Oh, I just made a trade. Oh, you need me to kick? Yeah, hold on.
I just made a trade. Holy shit, I'm broke. I got money. I'm broke. I got money.
And it's gone. You remember that South Park?
Of course I do.
Speaking of which, the Ken and Ken crypto coin will be coming out tomorrow. It'll be worth a lot and then worth nothing.
Don't worry. We promise we never pump and dump you like the Haktua girl. Nobody likes us that much.
But I mean, it
You got to
is
save
funny,
that for
though.
when the show gets really big.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
when
be
you pump and dump, and then nobody ever sees us again.
Hey, I'm already retired, so I mean, I can really disappear easily.
Hey, but you know what? Good on that Hawk Tuah girl, because she took her 15 minutes of fame and she made a fortune behind it.
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm.
She should have something for being remembered as a whore.
A good whore, damn it. Give her credit.
Hey, you never heard me say it was a bad thing. I just been calling it how I see it, you know?
Oh, Yinzer, that's classic. I mean, that's good. I mean,
now that's more what you could get me in on, is if I got to be somebody that's not playing all the time, at least let me be the backup and have hope of getting in the game, not just be the guy
No, you wanna
as
be-
the kicker kicking a couple here and there.
like right
Man.
now, you want to be Mitch Trubisky because Mitch Trubisky gets signs contract, a new contract every year. And he's making $6 to $8 million a year to be Josh Allen's backup, and Josh Allen, who's built like a Sherman tank, never gets hurt. So you're Mitch Trubisky. You're like, let me get this straight. I get Mark Pryor money to rehab my arm. I mean, it's basically what you do as a backup quarterback for some of these teams. You get paid $6 to $8 million a year to never get on the field.
Mm-hmm. Easiest job in sports.
And there are guys like who's making a lot of money. There's some guys making good coin who've been doing it now for 6-7 years and never play a game. And every year they make their $5 or $6 million. Look at Tyson Bagent right now.
How are you going to say? And then they go into coaching. Then they go into coaching after. How many backup quarterbacks have we seen become successful coaches?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, think about it. It's like being why do catchers in baseball make good managers? Because they see the game, and they joke, you get to hold a clipboard. Yeah, they're holding the clipboard, talking to coordinators, talking to head coaches, learning the game, learning how to become coaches. And after 10 or 15 years of making $4 to $8 million a year to hold the clipboard, they say, "Great, now pay me $45 million a year to hold the clipboard and call the shot." I mean, not a bad gig. It's not as quite as good as the Mark Pryor gig, because Mark Pryor, I mean, that dude, come on. He gets drafted by the Cubs in the first round. Russian, gets drafted. He's one of those guys who gets drafted in June. He's in the league by July, right? Basically pitches for about 2.5 seasons and gets hurt, and then spends 10 years rehabbing his shoulder, getting $1 million a year from various different MLB teams to rehab his arm. That guy had a great career, and he didn't do anything.
Sorgi.
Yeah, I wonder how much that dude made just to sit there and hold the clipboard.
Well, you got to also wonder, too, about how much of that money they kept, because I've heard more than a few stories about the backup quarterback being the guy on the team that parties like crazy.
Well, wouldn't you? I'm making $8 million to hold a clipboard, and I'm going to be here next year.
Yeah, because you get to go out to any bar. Hey, I'm the quarterback for this team. Now you don't mention that you're the backup.
Morning, Snoop. I mean, not a bad
especially. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that Mitch Trubisky doesn't have a full-blown cocaine addiction by now.
Yeah, especially being in Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying, because Josh Allen's never getting hurt, so it's like he doesn't have to worry about, should I really have this last beer because I might get in the game tomorrow. No.
Now, last year he did have to fight.
Have that beer, Mitch.
He did have to fight to keep his job a little bit as the backup. They brought another guy at the end, of course. They said, no, we're going to go with Mitch because Buffalo loves Mitch and Mitch loves Buffalo. It's a good symbiotic relationship. And him and Josh Allen are buds. How the backup? Oh, yeah. You know what's funny about being a backup for Favre or Rodgers? If you happen to get into two or three games and we're halfway decent, you got big time contracts to be started somewhere else to play them out.
Matt Flynn.
What was the last guy from Green Bay? I mean, Malik Wilson's going to get that this year. Who was it?
Matt Flynn.
Yeah, Matt Flynn. Dude signed a monster contract when he went to go to Seattle, right?
Yep.
Is that where he went?
Yep.
Monster contract, and he was like hot trash when he got there. But the dude played like 2 or 3 games pretty decently when I think Rodgers was out, right?
Yeah,
he's the Rodgers era guy.
Well, what a lot of that came from was Rodgers had actually played offensive coordinator for that game, and he was the one calling the plays for Matt Flynn, and that got Matt Flynn that huge contract over in Seattle. Then they release him, and he comes back to be the backup anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know what? Tyson Bagent has got the best job in football right now.
Fred, I'm right there with you.
I mean, think about it. Bagent signed a 2-year, $10 million contract last year, which, of course, everyone remember he cried over. You're like, why? He's like, dude, that's for an undrafted free agent rookie quarterback. That's big money. And for the next couple years, you just have to sit there and hold the quarterback, hold the clipboard. In fact, he'll probably sign another contract because he's useful in gadget plays too. And he's a likable dude. So the Bears, as long as we'll keep re-signing him, he's just happy to be there and making the money.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some skills, which doesn't hurt. But I mean, backup quarterback, another. But still, the kicker's got it easier than the backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. They got to practice even less. They don't have to even learn a playbook. What kind of playbook does a kicker need to learn? And, if you're the kicker, you're a prima donna. Oh, yeah, dude. Everything revolves around you. The way you want the ball snapped, the way you want it to look, the way you want it to feel, where you want the ball on the field.
You have me picturing all the kickers now, like after the game, they're in the locker room with like their foot on a satin pillow and shit.
Oh, yeah. It's like, you seen that Vet TV commercial, like, shall we fire another? Hanging, sir. Did we cease life? I mean,
they got like a kicker. They got like a Vietnamese lady putting the full mani and petty on them, dude. Like, well, no, just on the kicking foot, like the other foot's all fucked up.
Yeah, there's like, kickers, man. They're prima donnas, man. Oh, I don't like the way the weather is here. I don't know if you might not want to try it today. I mean, come on. There's a little bit of prima donnas there. All right, Philip had an actual football question. Let me see. Do the Bears trade Kmet? No. Because for what the other tight free agents are you okay? Look, if you look at the other tight end free agents out there, and there's some decent ones out there, going to be out there this year, but are they going to cost you the same or more than Kmet, the good ones? Well, yeah. I'd just keep Kmet. In fact, when Kmet's due for his next contract, he's from Arlington Heights. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I could see him giving a hometown discount to stay home in Chicago. So
and I mean, they found sort of a synergy between him and Colston Loveland last year. So I think, why break up a good thing?
I mean, I think Kmet's next contract's not going to be nearly as big. I think there's a hometown discount there. He's just happy to be in Chicago. He loves being in Chicago. Chicago loves him being there. You've never had issues with Kmet of any kind that I can really think of. Yeah, Kmet, I think he ends up retiring a Bear. And look, I think the Bears learned from getting rid of Greg Olsen to not get rid of good tight ends.
Especially when you have a young quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Kmet's under contract. There are a couple guys. There's some, we're starting to get into, we don't have the numbers yet for what the franchise tags are going to be. We should get those numbers next week, hopefully. But like, I don't think the Bears are really going to, there might be a couple cap casualties, but the thing is, we got some injuries where guys are going to start the year on PUP list and may not ever come off the IR. And there are two guys that if they do that, that frees up $46 million. Like a Dio. Like if they never take the guy who never plays under down in Chicago, they're going to need zero dead cap next year because injured reserve the whole year, and he'll never come off it.
I was watching yesterday. I saw this interview that these guys did with Fernando Mendoza, and it was pretty interesting because they were like, hey, we want to get your opinion on some of these NFL players, right? And so the players were Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, and Tom Brady. He was like, I'm noticing a trend here. But it was funny because the interesting thing, obviously he gave them all high praise. But he was careful to distance himself in case the Raiders don't take him. He was like, you know, like Brock Bowers would be a quarterback's best friend. Who doesn't, you know, everybody loves a tight end. And then, but when he got to Tom Brady, he said, you know, he's like, man, I modeled so much of my game after Tom Brady. He's like, the way, like, you know, Tom Brady, he's like, I think we're very similar in certain ways. Like, he's like, obviously, I'm not trying to compare myself to Tom Brady. He's like, but like the way we approach the game, I learned it from him. He's like, I'm not the best athlete. I'm not fast. I'm not the strongest, but the way I prepare is my edge. And, you know, I learned that from Tom. And I was just like, it struck me as, man, this kid could really be the perfect fit for, like, he's speaking the right language to catch Tom's ear. Dude.
He's got the work ethic piece down. Well, that's like, you know, it's funny to talk about a contrast between Mendoza and Caleb. Because remember when Caleb was coming to draft, he had all the stuff out. He wanted ownership of teams. And a lot of that was his dad or just made up shit. But now you go at this year with Caleb, and you want to talk about work ethic. Like now the work ethic that Caleb has is starting to come out. And obviously Ryan Poles and company knew that when they drafted him. These young quarterbacks that are highly successful are like Mendoza, are like Caleb, are like Love, who put in tons of work. And it's obvious that they do. And so, like, you know, the recipe for success in the NFL is pretty simple to a certain degree, right? I mean, if you've got half the skill and you put in a crap ton of preparation and work, you can be successful in this league. Look at Kyle Orton, another guy. Wasn't the best at quarterback athletically, didn't have the biggest arm, but played in the league for over 10 years.
I did. And Logan didn't know how to take that, dude. He was really upset. He was like, can these NFL players do a moonsault off the top rope? And Tom's like, can you run a fucking 4-4?
You know what, though? A lot of these WWE athletes probably could. It's like tore up their knees and everything else, but yeah.
There's a reason. Now, don't get me wrong. I was a huge fan of wrestling growing up, but there's a reason why you saw your ex-football players going into wrestling because it was easier on certain parts of the body.
Yeah, but you know, when
certain parts I want to make sure
when the WWE guys talk about like football players that came in and try to do it, Steve McMichael is one of the few they say was legit. But like most of these guys, they were just there because
Big Van Vader was another one that was massively legit.
The Rock was a football player at the University of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Goldberg could have been, but WCW fast-tracked him so much, he didn't get to learn a lot of it, and that's why he's so sloppy.
Yeah, he was just, but I mean, these guys understand, though, how hard the WWE is, how much work they put in. I think, you know, the difference is like, dude, these dudes, they're gone 364. You know, maybe they're home on Christmas Day.
Not anymore. Back when we were watching it, absolutely. But now they have a lot of off days.
Well, yeah, because they got to stay healthy. Jeez, the stuff these guys do, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not taking away from them being athletes at all, but
no, they're great athletes. It's just NFL is a whole different thing. Like
that's what
I think Tom was trying to say is, you know, you can do a 360 moonsault. That's great. Can you handle getting tackled by freaking, you know, by a 290, 320 pound defensive tackle and having him land all his weight on you? Can you do that?
I was going to say, Fred, that is not the WWE that was hard on the heart. That was the extracurriculars outside of the WWE.
Man.
Hoss asked a good question.
Let's not do Eddie like that, man. Eddie was a good dude.
Yes,
I'm not going
was.
to Canton for the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
You know who will, though, is Billy Flores. He'll probably go again this year. They do the big tailgating thing out there. Billy will probably go. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to the
I might think about it since it's only in Ohio. That's not too far from me.
No, not too far. Yeah, for me and Joe, it's a little bit further.
and I'm not really interested in the class, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean, if they were putting Plunkett in there or something, then I might consider it.
I went to the NHL Hall of Fame. That was kind of cool. I haven't been to the NFL Hall of Fame or MLB for that matter. But I mean,
Yeah, the only Hall of Fame I've gone to is the Boxing Hall of Fame. That was awesome.
I know Haas is going because Drew's going to be there. Haas gets mad that I have a signed Drew Brees helmet here and he doesn't.
See, you should be a buddy and sell it to him.
I mean, no, you know what though? If you want to get a Hall of Fame signed helmet by him, that's the weekend to do it. Probably the cheapest rate.
I like how you glossed over that one.
I had the Drew Brees Funko to go with the helmet too. I'm not selling those. No.
You're my buddy, but
you
you're
want
not
to
that
send it
much.
to him and ask him to get it signed for you, though. Slide him a couple $100 for his effort.
Oh yeah, actually, maybe get the Funko signed. Yeah.
Why not?
Maybe. Yeah. Actually, I can give him my Dick Butkus mini and just wipe it because you can't read the signature anyways.
And get it with the Hall of Fame inscription, like with the year.
I got a Hall of Fame logo mini that Dick Butkus signed, but the signature is so faded you can't even tell it's there anymore. I just bought a new Dick Butkus mini helmet, which he signed in paint pen, so that will never fade. I could just wipe that Butkus Hall of Fame mini and have him take it up there. Yeah. Yeah, driving through Ohio, man. Been there, done that.
Yeah. See, I didn't mind Ohio too bad because it didn't take too long to get through it. What I can't stand is when you got to drive across New York or down through Pennsylvania.
Oh, speaking of driving through cornfields, Hammond, Indiana. Hammond, Indiana has now entered the race for the Bears. Yes.
Every I team is coming for them.
So, well, I mean, it's just a city over from Gary, really. But I mean, Hammond is like, well, wait a minute, why are you going to put him in Gary? Just put him in Hammond. And so now, yeah, there's another Bears proposal.
I'm telling you, the London Bears are coming.
Oh, I'm surprised St. Louis hasn't tried to steal him yet.
Driving across New York is a bummer, dude.
Dude, driving from like New York City though to like Buffalo, if you take some of the back roads, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful drive.
Yeah, the area is
long as shit,
yeah.
Dude. I've done it, and it's long, dude.
Dude, people don't realize how big Florida is. Like from the border to Miami, I mean, you're talking 8-9 hours.
Same with New York. It took me like 9 hours to get from like Whitehall to like Buffalo, dude.
Yeah. I mean, for me to drive to Miami from my house is 12 hours.
I was gonna say, shit, I'm damn near directly in the middle of the state, and it takes me 4 hours to get to like the Massachusetts border there.
I mean, and look at the directions for me to get to Miami are simple. I-10 to 95, turn right. That's it. 2 roads. 10. Oh, there's I-95. Hang a right. 8 hours later, or 7 hours later, I'm in Miami. I mean, it's simple directions. It just takes 12 hours to get there. People don't realize how big Florida is. Florida could get another professional football team. Oh, that guy, he didn't even mention Orlando in his list of cities that where the NFL could expand. Orlando's been trying so hard to get a franchise. That's why they were hosting the Pro Bowl, to prove they could host football in Orlando.
And New York could use another one too, since the only team you got in the entire state is
only got one.
Yep, that's my point. That's it. We need to move a team to Syracuse.
Did they have a franchise at one point?
Yeah, Syracuse used to have a professional franchise back in like the 30s or 40s. It only lasted for a few years, though.
You could do the Rochester convicted felons.
That would crack.
I'm in the part of Florida, if you think about it. Okay, so I'm in the Pensacola area. My closest NFL franchise is 3.5 hours away. My closest professional basketball team is 3.5 hours away. For hockey, 6.5 to 7 hours. Baseball, at least 6. Atlanta's the closest. They could drop a professional sports franchise in the Mobile, you know, in either Mobile or Pensacola in this area, and you got a huge area for fan base because there's nothing in Birmingham or Montgomery. There's nothing, you know. I mean, you got FSU about 3 hours away for college. Even Bama is 3 hours away. Auburn 3 hours away. I mean, this is a perfect place to put a franchise of any sport. And really, Pensacola could only handle one. So either you're going to give it an NFL franchise, or you're going to give it an NHL team, or MLB, or something, or NBA, whatever. But I'm surprised there's nothing in this part. So this is an area. And who doesn't want to live in Florida with our taxes and weather? Which, oh yeah, by the way, today it's very cold here, Ken. It is a mere 65 degrees right now.
You might have the weather, but you know what? One thing I don't have to deal with here in New York. The scourge of the Florida man.
I was going to say the meth.
No. Oh, no. There's meth all over here, dude. I was going to say, you're talking about the wrong county here to talk about not
Yeah, that's Duval, man. Duval's got Florida man. But
Duval.
Oh, no. Florida all over's got Florida man.
I mean, dude, you see the same crap in other cities or other places. It's Florida,
but how many other states have had a challenge of put your birth year in with Florida man and see what crazy thing pops up? Because mine was the exact day and year I was born. A man got arrested for trying to have sex with a stuffed alligator inside a Walmart.
Sounds very Californian of him.
That sounds very Florida to me. I don't know too many gators in California.
California goes too. Like, there's a lot of furries here.
Yeah, California.
Yes, but this was before furries existed.
Oh no, they've always been in California. You haven't seen the videos of the '60s and the stuff those guys were doing out in Cali back then?
I saw hippies in the '60s. Well, videos of it. Let me phrase this properly. I've never seen people dressed up as animals for that type of stuff.
Dude, even when I was growing up in the '70s and '80s, my dad said there's only two things in California: fruits and nuts. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Man, Joe, I feel bad for you then.
Well, it's not all of us.
Yeah, he's got his own.
I'm from the Bay Area, so.
And let's not even get into Michigan. Oof.
You want to know what's funny? Because of all the shit that Detroit Lions fans talked about, Packers fans being inbred and all that, I just happened to look up the fucking rates of it. And Michigan has the highest rate of any state. It beats Alabama.
Well, this has gone off the rails.
Well, blame the NFL for not giving us any real news. You see what happens when we got to fill our own time?
It's been that kind of week, man. It's like, I mean, it's just, there's
yeah, it's like that meme where that thing is poking something with a stick. Like, do something.
Yeah, do something already. I mean, even like I looked today. It's like it's a minor coaching thing. So there might be an extension. Like, no player movement. We don't have the numbers for tags yet. It's like, can we? I mean, I get okay. The Super Bowl. Everyone taking the week off because we just had the Super Bowl? I don't know. They're still talking about Bad Bunny. I'm like, Jesus. Have you listened to the audio track of Bad Bunny without music in the Super Bowl? Someone took the audio track, stripped out everything but Bad Bunny, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, the three of us could do a better job.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you pull away the music from most artists, them just by themselves probably ain't going to sound that great.
Yeah, the auto-tune couldn't even save this dude. It was like that bad. I was like, oh God. Yeah, it's been that kind of what a way we started off the week, guys, for the offseason. Come back Monday. Hopefully we'll be better because maybe there'll be some NFL news. And when we be talking about how many Florida men live in Michigan. Woo, I mean, it is the off season, but come on, guys. Yeah. We'll see if maybe JB has some Lions stuff he can talk about in the next hour. I don't know. But you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Go out, do some things. No football this weekend. We'll see y'all soon. Have a good one. No football this